Hey guys, it's Sally Hendrick. I have to re-record what I was talking about yesterday. I tried to do a Facebook Live on Socially Sicily to go over some questions that people have, but it just did not work out. The internet connection was not behaving, and it just was not working out. It was getting very jumpy on both ends, on my end and on the receiver's end, and that was not fair. So I wanted to start over and re-record this and go through and tell you what Socially Sicily is all about. It is a retreat for entrepreneurs who need to get away from everything. This is one of my favorite places. I've been there a couple of times already. I took language courses. It doesn't matter if you speak any of the language or not. They have every level. I met a lot of people from around the world who were also doing the same. They help to put you up into either a homestay or into a 2-star hotel. Now, you can go to a fancier type place if you want. It just adds on to the cost of the trip. What we've done is we've pulled together some amazing people to go not only show you parts of Sicily and help you with some Italian language classes and to learn how to navigate this new culture that you may not understand. We've also put together some workshops to help translate the real world marketing efforts that we do into online efforts. And it's not that we're going to really go over so much about the business part, but really do more of a treasure hunt to kind of get you thinking about what it is that you're doing in your business with online marketing that you may be uncomfortable with. So we have a lot of thoughtful exercises to to teach you with, and it's going to be really, really fun. Okay. We also have a competition, which most of you would not understand. It's called the Red Pants competition, and I will explain that if you decide to come into into the group, and I'll go over what that means. But right now, what I want to do is I want to show you the website, give you kind of a view of what the school looks like, give you a little bit of background about some of the sightseeing places that we're going to do, and then show you the itinerary. Okay, so give me a second here. I'm going to share my screen, and let me do the entire screen. That'll be easier. Okay, and what I'm going to do is open up a window here. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to close a couple things down. I wasn't quite ready. Sometimes I get in a hurry. Okay, so this is the website. It's at sociallysicily.com, sociallysicily.com, okay? And I can always put that link in to the comments after I get this video posted and done, okay? All right, so first of all, you will have accommodations and breakfast each day. You will get lunch each day at the school. There is a welcome dinner on Sunday night, October the 9th, and then there's a farewell dinner on Saturday night, Saturday, October the 15th. That is this coming October 2016, October the 9th through the 16th. Now, airfare is not included in our pricing, because that obviously differs. There's a lot involved with doing airfare, so you would have to get your own there. But is this showing? You know what? I think it didn't show. I think it did not show me. I don't know. Is the camera working? Uh-oh. I need to check this out and make sure that this is working. Show me. Oh, yeah, it is. It's working. I don't know. Is the camera working? Uh-oh. I need to check this out and make sure that this is working. Sicily. Okay, it's working. Sorry about that. Sorry about the faux pas and having to pause in that. But I wanted to make sure that this was working properly. Normally, I would be doing this with an audience and people would be chatting with me. But because I'm having to re-record it, I went ahead and just started so I could go through the details. All right, so there's a welcome dinner, there's lunch every day, you get 2 Italian lessons per day, those are in the mornings. You will get guided tours of Taormina, which is the town where we'll stay, Mount Etna, the most active volcano there, and then we have Agrigento, which the Greek ruins there are older than the ruins in Greece. So it's very interesting, very historical place. It seems like Sicily's been conquered by everyone from all sides, and so they have a little bit of everybody's culture kind of left behind, and it's a very, very interesting place. We do have workshops. So here, this is kind of how the schedule works. Let me click into the actual schedule, and you can just see. What you'll do is when you come to this sociallysicily.com, click on this red button right there, and the red button is going to say, Socially Sicily, Don't Get Lost in Translation, October 9 through 16. And this gives you the details of every single day's itinerary. So you have Sunday the 9th is when we have our welcome dinner. You will be picked up at the airport. We have transportation for everyone. It's single transportation. You know, maybe if there's a couple of people who are landing very close together, they might pick up a couple of people, but most likely it'll be just single on that day. On Monday, you'll go to your first Italian lesson, in that you will go and kind of take like a placement test, which if you've never done it before, you're obviously going to be beginner. But if you do have some experience, you could take a little bit of a test there and have them place you into a class. I do speak some Italian, so I'll have to be a little more serious about my test. That night or that afternoon, they will be doing a lunch on the campus there that is provided by the school, which is really great. And then that afternoon, you will have a tour of Taormina. Then on Tuesday the 11th, get up and go to your classes by 9:30. You'll have a couple of Italian classes, and then we'll meet for lunch right there in the gardens of the school, which are absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you that in just a second. That day, we have Law of Attraction speaker Lee Daniel. She's going to be doing an inspirational talk about travel to possibilities. If it wasn't for Lee, I wouldn't be doing this retreat. Lee talked to me. I was like, you know, I really would like to be able to do a retreat like in Italy or somewhere that I've been before, show people what I know. I've done this so many times on my own. So, you know, it'd be nice if I could do some sort of retreat and share it with other people. And she was like, well, you can. What are you waiting on? And I'm like, well, I don't know, you know, and somehow over time, it didn't take that long. I was like, okay, I'm setting a goal to do this October 2016. And guess what? That's exactly what's happening. Okay. And everything's set up like it should be. We have a travel person who's helped us. Her name is Loretta Atkins, and then we have Lee, and then we have me, and then some of the other ones who are coming. I am very excited about meeting because they have their own businesses. It's going to be really great to get to know some people in a similar world. Now on Wednesday, after breakfast, we'll do our Italian classes again. And then after lunch, we will do a little bit of a workshop at lunch, but it won't be anything extended because that afternoon we go and visit Mount Etna. Then on Thursday, another similar day where we have the classes, and then we have lunch with a short workshop, and then we have a cooking class, and we're going to have a Sicilian-themed dinner party with arancini, which is one of the delicacies there. On Friday the 14th, we will do our final Italian classes, and then at lunchtime, we will be wrapping up the workshop portion, and I'm going to be teaching how to take social media to a new level and to give you some charts on how to translate from one platform to another. I'm really excited about pulling that information together. I'm actually considering throwing in a course that you can have, which I think you would be very happy to have. It's about managing multiple social media channels. And then on Saturday the 15th, this is the day we get to go to Agrigento and visit the Valley of the Temples on the southern coast. And when we get back from there, that night is when we'll have our farewell dinner. We've got some awards and some fun swag and things we'll be giving out that actually come from the treasure hunt that we'll be having earlier in the week. On Sunday, the 16th, you'll be transferred back to the Catania airport, and that's how that goes. Okay, and if you want to get into trip cost, it is for a homestay. Single room is $17.87 per person for the entire workshop. All the meals we talked about, transportation back and forth, not air transportation, but just the driving transportation from Catania to Taormina and back, and then all the touring. Homestay double room is $15.83 per person, and then homestays are limited, so if you have to go to a 2-star hotel or if you choose one, those pricing levels are $19.97 for single and $16.31 for double occupancy. That means two people in a room, $16.31 per person. Okay, so it goes on from there. But if you are interested in looking at that, please feel free to talk to me, ask me questions, whatever. Also, when you go to sociallysicily.com, if you do want to pay a deposit, the green button says, I'm ready to pay my deposit for Sicily. You just go in here and you pay your $500 deposit. Now, there is a contract to sign and there's a form to fill out so that we have all the proper information to get you, to get your accommodations and everything. And then actually 50% of the trip is due in a couple of days. So you would have a little bit more would be due depending on which accommodation you choose. So that's coming up. In addition to that, you can click on join our free travel club. And what that's going to do when you click it, it's going to open up a window to send you, hello, it may not send you right yet. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's not working. Okay, go over here to this Facebook page. It's called Sally Forth Travels. Looks like I need to fix that on the website. Sally Forth Travels is the Facebook group. This is the URL for it. It's facebook.com/groups/Sally Forth Travels. Inside there is where we are discussing with other people. We have 43 members in the group. We are talking, answering questions, going over some of the cultural things, showing you pictures of what the town looks like. We'll be giving you, you get to know each other ahead of time before we go. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you, and I hope that this is working correctly. Sorry about the flipping through. I wanted to go back to the web page and show you this video. I don't want to actually have the sound on, but I do want to show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to mute that, and then I'm going to go over to YouTube and open it so it'll be bigger. Okay, I hope that you can see that and that this is working. The guy who is touring the school, he's the headmaster, the owner, whatever you want to call him, of this language school. And the classrooms are on the left-hand side as you walk through the gates. The gardens are on the right-hand side. Classes are obviously held inside they're called aula and aule or whatever, and they're inside in these little areas with the archways. And then back in the back on the left, you can't see it right now, but back in the back, there is the lunch area where you get your food, place your orders, whatever, and then you take your food out to the garden area to eat. There's also a couple of conference type areas in the front of the school, and there's also a place where you can, where we will have a longer dining table so that we have our welcome and our farewell dinners there, and the chefs will be preparing typical Sicilian meals for that. So let me go forward on this video a little bit because I think it's going to show a little bit more of the grounds. Okay, right here, he's walking through to the back. Back here is where you go to eat. In fact, that door to the left is where you would go in and eat. This gives the information, the schedule for the week. Over to the right is the offices. Those are the ladies that work there. This woman actually taught my kids private lessons a couple of years ago. And they're the same ladies that were there when I was before, so this is kind of neat. Oh, I can't remember his name, but he's one of the teachers, and he did the tour of the town. He's really nice. This is a room where I used to go and just hang out and work whenever my kids would be taking lessons when I wasn't. students just hanging out. They're doing a presentation outside. It's just a really nice place to be and hang out. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that video, but this is just a really beautiful, beautiful place. It just kind of shows you a little bit, just one little corner of that town. Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay, so it's back to me. Now, what I want to tell you, if you decide you want to go, I wanted to give you a couple of tips on traveling and booking your flights. Whenever you go to book a flight, there are so many different websites that you can go to. There's Orbitz and Travelocity, there's Vayama and Kayak, and just on and on and on and on. And you up on any travel blog where they'll list out what a lot of them are. One thing that you have to be careful of, is that when you go searching for flights on a website, and then it'll return all these answers for you, if you go and search again on the same website just to try to maybe change something up, maybe change a date or whatever, or even come back to it and search again, you must clear your history, clear your cookies before you do it, because if you don't, your browsing history, because if you don't, the website is going to know that you're coming back for a second time, and they're going to put pressure on you to go ahead and buy by increasing the price. And it will scare you, and it will make you think, oh no, I better hurry up and buy this. The price keeps going up. But really, if you just go back and clear the cash out, and let me show you how to do that, because some people don't know how to do that. I'm going to just share my screen and show you what you would do to clear your cash. Also, the other thing you would want to do is you could just change browsers, have like a Chrome browser up in one place and have maybe an Internet Explorer browser up on another tab, and you could be searching in both of those before you have to clear your cache. All right, now I'm using Google Chrome right here. If you will put your mouse up in this corner on the right and click that, and then go down to History and click it, or maybe go there and click it, it's going to show you where all you searched. You could clear all your browsing data for the past day. That would do it. The past hour, usually that might do it as well. If you don't want to clear all your history for all time, you don't have to. Just do it for just since you were doing your search, okay? And just clear that browsing data before you go back in to search again. Give me a second, come back to this. Okay, so that's one tip right there. Another tip is I think it makes sense to actually purchase the travel insurance that comes with your plane ticket. It's a little bit of money, yes, and I know you want to save and you don't want to spend the money, but let me tell you something that happened to us in 2013. 4 days before we were leaving, my daughter had a horrible accident where she actually broke her face and had to have emergency surgery. 4 days before we were going on a month-long tour of Sicily, Italy, and France. And it was a horrific time. All 5 of us were going. Now, I was going with the kids first, and I was going to go and get set up, and my husband was actually coming about a week or 10 days later. He wasn't coming right away. But because I had bought the insurance on our tickets, I was able to move my daughter to fly with my husband the next week. So our plans were not really interrupted that much. She was able to come, and she was doing fine. I made sure before I left, because otherwise I would have moved us all a little bit further down. But she was doing fine, so we went ahead with our trip. And then she and my husband arrived, a week, 10 days later. Now, that one single change in her ticket was over $1,000. And fortunately, where we were staying was with a friend at their home, and we weren't going to have any kind of penalty for our hotel or anything like that, because we were staying at a friend's guest house. So, but it made a huge difference. That $1,000 we were saved that by spending a few $100s, maybe $350 for the whole family we had to spend, and it was well worth it. And if anything had happened to us when we were over there, we would have had medical coverage and everything. I mean, there's a whole lot that comes with that travel insurance. So I really think that it makes sense to get it when you're going on a trip like this. The other thing that you should do is always, book your flights. Make sure that if you are supposed to arrive on October the 9th, if you're coming from the U.S., you lose a day going over. So you need to book your flight for October the 8th so that you arrive on the 9th, and be sure to arrive in time to be able to transport over to Taormina, settle into where you're staying, meet the family or just the hotel, whatever you're doing, and then get over to the dinner in time, which will be that evening sometime. I can't remember if it's 6 or 7. It's in the itinerary. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I know what else. I set this trip up with all of the details in mind. I left the air out of it because flights can be so strange, and you don't want to book something for somebody and then mess that up. That's just too big of an expense. Too many things can happen that need to be changed. And so doing the flights was not something that I would be including in that. So if you ever wanted to create an experience like this for your own business or for yourself for some reason, consider that that's how it should be done for something international like this, especially. Also, everybody comes from different places. It's too difficult. The other thing is that consider if you ever want to do a retreat like this, you need to have some sort of contract for the people to sign, because you do not want to get stuck paying deposits that you can't get money back on, and so on and so forth. So you need to have some non-refundable pieces of it. And you also need to have dates when you collect the money over time, so that you are safely within reason of being able to pay everything on time to wherever you're going. The other thing you can do, if you are going to stay somewhere overseas, if you know anyone at all, please contact them and find out what they may know. Because I know as an American going over to Europe or to Asia or other places, we don't get the option to see what a lot of the natives or people who live in that area know is available. So when it comes to rental cars, hotels, hostels, bed and breakfast, things like that, a lot of the popular websites are going to charge you American prices, when if you got over there, you would find out that you could have gotten something for less. And a lot of times there's a language barrier, and especially if they don't have websites like we do and we're used to. So consider, talking to some people and, finding if there's something alternative that you can do that's a little different. We're going through the school. The reason we get to do the homestays with families is because we're going to take language classes at the school. Consider that as part of your itinerary. Something like that would be really fun and different. Call up a company over there, a tour company that could help you with accommodations that would be a little better pricing for you, just from the standpoint of being like a European or an Asian or whatever who would be on vacation within their own continent. I think that's all I was going to share today. If you have any questions, please feel free to put something in the comments. Join our Facebook group, get in there, get to know the others who are traveling. This is not the only thing we're going to be doing. We'll be doing other retreats in the future, but we are trying to work on getting Socially Sicily filled up. And so please consider coming. It's going to be a great, great time. Okay? Ciao. Bye.